Let me make an additional point about President Obama's amnesty. In all likelihood, in a matter of hours or a matter of days, the Senate is going to pass this massive, pork-filled mess of a bill, trillion-dollar-plus amnesty that is paying off lobbyists throughout this town. And yet, leadership in both bodies, Republican leadership in both the House and Senate, have promised this bill is designed for Congress, in fact, to stand up to President Obama's illegal amnesty. They have said repeatedly that in just a few weeks, help is on the way. In just a few weeks, Republicans will be the majority in this body. In just a few weeks, we will have a new majority leader. The new majority leader, my friend, the senior senator from Kentucky, has said, quote, "If President Obama acts in defiance of the people and imposes his will on the country, Congress will act. We're considering a variety of options, but make no mistake, when the newly elected representatives of the people take their seats, they will act." Madam President, I take the soon-to-be majority leader at his word. Speaker of the House has likewise said, quote, "Come January, we will have a Republican House and Republican Senate and will be in a stronger position to take actions," he said. The Speaker went on to say the current plan is the most practical way to fight the President's actions. Again, I take him at his word. When the Republican leaders promise this bill is all designed so come January and February, just a few weeks from now, we will see both houses stand together and make clear that when the continuing resolution expires for the Department of Homeland Security, this body will not appropriate money to DHS to carry out President Obama's illegal and unconstitutional executive amnesty. I take them at their word, because the alternative would be that elected leaders were saying something to the American people they don't believe and they don't intend to follow through on. And I very much hope that is not the case. Indeed, I'm reminded of Reagan's famous admonition, trust but verify. So I take them at their word, but I would note that a whole lot of citizens across this country feel a little bit like Charlie Brown with Lucy and the football, where in fight after fight, leadership in Congress says, we'll fight next time. Not this time. No. The wise thing to do is fight in a month, fight in 2 months, fight in 3 months, not now. And it always seems to be that when that month or 2 months or 3 months happened, the same statement is made. You know what? No. Not January, February, really March. No, not that. How about June? No, not that. How about September? And there comes a point where Charlie Brown has kicked the football and fallen on his rear end one too many times. So when our leaders in both chambers say, as a commitment, we will fight and we will stop President Obama's illegal amnesty, I take them at their word, but I am confident the American people will hold them to their word. The American people may not be quite so trusting as am I, because they've seen far too many members of Congress say one thing and do another. And we will learn soon enough if those statements are genuine and sincere. We will learn in just a few weeks if leadership intends to follow through on the promises they have made over and over again. And I would note, the course of this election, Republicans, members of the House, Republican members of the Senate, campaigned all over this country, and they said two things repeatedly. They said, number one, if you elect us, we're going to do everything humanly possible to stop the train wreck, the disaster that is Obamacare. And they said, number two, if you elect us, if you give us a Republican majority in the Senate, we will stop President Obama's illegal amnesty. all over the country. That's what Republican candidates said, and it's the reason they told the American people to elect a Republican majority. My simple admonition to my friends, especially to the newly elected Republicans, is very, very simple. Do what you said. Simply do what you said. Virtually every Republican on this side of the chamber told the men and women in his or her state, if you elect us, we will stop President Obama's amnesty. We must do what we said because it is profoundly unfair. This amnesty is unfair to millions of legal immigrants who followed the rules, who waited years in line, and yet see those who came illegally being rewarded nonetheless by the Obama administration. This executive amnesty is profoundly unfair to the 92 million Americans who are not working right now. To all the working men and women who are struggling to just put food on the table to feed their kids. This executive amnesty is profoundly unfair, especially to the African American community, which is facing historic unemployment. And if Congress acquiesces, if Congress does not stand up and assert the prerogative of this institution to legislate, to pass laws, if Congress does not prevent the president from ignoring the laws on the books, then we will have ceded our authority, not just in immigration, but across the field.